one. Okay, guys, hello. Good afternoon. We have another interview for today, and today I am interviewing. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Sure, my name is Kwan Fung. I'm 26 years old and I live in Fort McMurray, Canada, but I sort of grew up in Hong Kong and Vancouver.
Oh, okay, great, great. And for those of you for obviously everyone watching, what is your association with AMBW? Like, how did you find out about it, and what is your interest in it?
I found out through it just on Facebook, like suggested groups. My interest in it, just knowing, like, I guess learning more about the Black community. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just seeing
Okay,
what's out there.
okay, great. And so I assume that you have an interest in dating black women. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Perfect. So how I found out about you is obviously I saw one of your posts on a Facebook group, AMBW Facebook group, and it seemed to me like you were interested in learning more and maybe getting some feedback regarding like maybe like your dating profiles, something like that. Is that am I correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So what questions, just, you can ask here too as well. What questions did you have exactly regarding your dating profile?
Yeah, I guess like what to put on your profile description, what sort of pictures a person should have, just general things like that.
Okay. Well, right. And so that is actually, for everyone watching, that is actually the main reason why I wanted to speak with you today is because I myself have a lot of experience in that department. I have experience with both failure, but also with success. So I thought I'd try and speak with you about my experiences today. So basically, when it comes to profile pictures on a dating site, a dating app, you want to obviously this is kind of no brainer, but you want to choose the ones that you look the best in, basically
Mm.
like your best pictures. You know what I mean? Usually, you want to choose full body shots. You don't just want to choose pictures of your face because when a woman meets you, meets you for the first time in person, it's important that that you are upfront about your appearance. I mean, that you don't hide anything. You don't try to lie about anything. It's not. I mean, and yeah. So I know everyone has insecurities here and there, but in general, the truth is a lot more rewarding than trying to hide something or avoid talking about something. Um, so so yeah. So that being said, just you try to find like I'd say like the between like 4 and 5 really good photos of yourself. Maybe ask other people, get their feedback on which photos that they think that you look the best in, right? And ask around, just ask anybody, get a second or third opinion on it. And then after that, then you can choose your photos. um and as far as like what to write, I mean, okay, so for instance, I would not write a ton. If I were you, I would just write a good amount, right? A good amount. Don't put your whole life story on there because no one's gonna want to read all that, right? That's sort of the purpose of dating, is you get to know someone in person, not read about their whole life story online. So you want to choose concise words. You want to be very much to the point. And like I said before about your profile pictures, you want to be honest too. um a lot of guys make this mistake where they just they figure, oh, I'm going to fill out the about me section on a dating profile, and I'll just say, oh, I like doing this and this and this, and my favorite color is this, and I went to school here. Honestly, no one gives a crap about that. What they want to know is your name. They want to know your age. They want to know your location. They want to know your height. Height is a very big deal, so do not underestimate the value of that. It doesn't matter if you're short, if you're tall. Always state your height and get it out of the way first. Um, and also, this is really important. Also list what it is that you are on there for. Um, Now, I like in my personal experience, it's always good to state that if you are looking for something serious, then say you're looking for something serious. But but you want to add, I'm only looking for something serious, right? And then you want to put next sentence. You want to put, I'm not looking for friends. Don't message me if you're looking for friends. And then you want to finish that section off by saying, don't waste my time, right? Because women, or I think human beings in general, are very literal creatures. So if you are very upfront about not wanting women to waste your time, then right, don't waste my time. It may sound a little bit blunt, but it actually works. You actually help to filter out the women that are looking for something serious, as opposed to the women who are just going to waste your time, right?
Hmm.
And this comes from a 5 foot. I'm 5 foot 4.5, so I'm short as fuck. But I I was in a position where I was losing a lot. I would get flaked on. I would get lied to. I would get taken advantage of. Some girl actually, like, I mean, just that I was in a quote unquote relationship with. She basically conned me out of 3 grand. And I have never seen a cent, a penny of that, or dime, or anything like that, of that money back. Um, so it's important because of that you filter out people like that. You want people who are there for the same reason that you were there. If you are just looking for casual fun, whether it's friends or just hookups or anything like that, then state that, right? But always state your intention. Always get that out of the way. And you have to write that. I would put that in one of your first paragraphs, right? In one of the first about me, or first profile sections. You always want to get all this stuff out of the way. And I kind of want to backtrack really quickly and talk about the height thing again. So when it comes to height, you kind of have to. It sounds superficial, but you have to assume that pretty much every woman out there, really kind of like really values height almost the most, as the most important thing. Um, so I'm not gonna ask you how tall you are, because it's really none of my concern. But if you are on the shorter side, doesn't matter. You still have to state your height, and also state again, if this is your intention on there, just say, I'm not looking for friends. I'm only looking for something serious only. And don't waste my time. And the reason why you want to do that is because, again, a lot of women will friend zone guys if they're shorter, right? So you want to filter out those women. You're trying, again, like, the whole point of this is to filter out the women that will completely waste your time and reject you, right? You want to try and attract the women who don't give a crap about any of these things, who really just genuinely want to
Hmm.
get to know you for you, regardless of how tall you are or whatever, or your age or whatever. So use this criteria, not criteria, but just use these keywords in your profile, and I guarantee you will. It'll be like a night and day difference. You won't have a problem. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not necessarily a guarantee. It's not 100% guarantee, but it's a stronger chance that you'll meet someone who, might be a little bit higher quality than the rest of them. So, and a lot of guys really, I mean, like I said, like, this might seem like it's a lot, and it is, but at the same time, like, you have to look at dating like it's kind of like playing the lottery. You know what I mean? The quote unquote romantic love lottery, basically, especially when you go online. Because if you're just there just to take your chance and just to see where things go, chances are you're not gonna have a good time. You're gonna lose. You know what I mean? Because what do most people do when they buy a lottery ticket? They lose, right? You're there. You buy a lottery ticket. You're basically taking a chance. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But in my opinion, dating should come down to basically just filtering out the good ones from the bad ones. So and when it comes to dating, it's not like the lottery in the sense that you have no control whatsoever. You do have control, but the only way you're gonna have control is if you follow my instructions. You know what I mean? And you filter out the good ones from the bad ones. It's very, very possible. Um, Now, what else is I gonna say? Here's another very kind of hot take that I have. Controversial thing I'm about to say, but I never pay for dates. I never pay for women, right? I only pay for myself. So that's called going Dutch. Yeah, that's called
Hmm.
going half and half. I only pay for mine. She only pays for hers. You know what I mean? I never fucking pay ever whatsoever. I don't pay, and I don't care what people think of me, because again, a lot of women on these dating profiles, they basically, if they show up, most of the time they're there just to get a free meal from you, you know, or a free drink or free movie tickets or whatever it is that you guys are doing on a date. Because typically society expects the man to pay for everything. So even if they're not there for a serious relationship, or they're there just to use you, they're just gonna take advantage of you and basically just get out of the house because they're bored and get a free meal out of it. You know what I mean? I don't know about you, but I don't like that when that shit happens to me. So
Mhm.
that's why I say that. Okay. I don't care what your parents say. I don't care what society says or what your teachers or anyone else, your friends say they do. They all fucking pay for their women. That's fine. But I'm telling you that that shit actually works. If you really are looking for something serious and you're looking for someone to not waste your time and to genuinely give you a chance, get to know you and vice versa, then you have to take dating very seriously. And this is kind of the only way you can take dating seriously, you know. So again, on your profile, you want to say that, okay, like I also go Dutch, which means I don't pay for you. I only pay for myself. And if you have a problem with that, then don't message me. You know what I mean? Like really, it's just, and believe me, there are actual human beings out there, there are actual women who will go along with it. Like, you know what I mean? Because they want to get to know you. Like paying for themselves is not going to be an issue. Um, let's see. What other questions do you have?
Um, let's see. Like one thing I'm curious to know is like how much does money matter? Uh, like obviously, like yeah, if you're in a good financial position, it's always better. But like when the topic of money comes up, like how do you deal with that? Like, do you try to skirt away from it, or like do you just try to be honest with it?
Oh yeah, just be honest. Just be honest about it. I mean, it's not something that I've ever included on my dating profile. I've never said this is how much I make and all that stuff. Because it's really no one's business necessarily, unless they explicitly ask you. What I mean, you don't necessarily like in all my dating experiences, no one has ever asked me straight up how much money you make. Like I've been on like well over 200 to 300 dates in the past 10 years of my life, and has never really come up. So I really wouldn't be worried about it, but if it is a big concern for you, then just be honest about it and write it on your profile. If it makes you feel better, I personally don't think that you have to. But if you do, then like I said, honesty is the best policy, because then you filter out the ones that do care and the ones that don't care, you know. So that's basically it. And if a woman in general, she doesn't like you or whatever because you only make a certain amount of money, just ditch her ass. It really gives
Mm.
a shit. It's not her problem. You know what I mean? It's not your problem necessarily. It's outside your control really. So just don't worry about it. Also, I would say don't do long distance. Long distance is very, very hard. It's really, and like I said, the harder trying to date someone is for you, it's usually just not worth it in the end. Just go after women that won't be a pain in the ass, or you don't have to try too hard to get to know. Because long distance means that there's uncertainty in terms of if you guys will actually ever meet in person. And so, usually, a rule of thumb for me when it comes to dating is I try to meet the girl as soon as possible. I don't do small talk online. I don't say, "Oh, what's your hobbies?" or blah blah blah. Where'd you go to school? I don't really care about that stuff. It's just small talk. You know what I mean? The goal is to set up a date ASAP, right? That's what you're there for. You're not there just to talk. You're there to set up a date so you can meet in person you know so set up a date. Literally try to set up a date within the first couple of sentences of your conversation with a woman online. you know um how old are you again?
26.
I'm 26. Okay. Um so I would say, in my experience, when I was in my 20s, dating was a total fucking nightmare. It was just absolutely horrible. It was like basically impossible for me to do, but it got better as I hit my 30s. So um I would say for you, I mean, you can date, just don't try not to date too young. Don't go out, try to avoid going out with girls younger than yourself. And try, like, the older, the better. Like, because again, you want someone who's not going to flake. You want someone who knows what they want. That's important too. Just go after someone knows what they want, or stable in life, and again, will not waste your time. Because again, I can't say that enough, but yeah, if you go after a 20 something year old hot thing or whatever, then chances are she's gonna flake on your ass. And she's not gonna bat an eye about it. You might be upset about it, but she's not gonna give a shit because she's in her own world or whatever. So the younger they are, the more immature they are, which is bad for you as a guy in terms of online dating. You don't want someone who's immature. You want someone who knows what they want and is not there to waste time. So, but yeah, yeah. So what other questions do you have?
Uh, so for like, so now that I'm graduated from university, like, do you have any tips for dating, for a person that's like working a 9 to 5 job?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, just basically like I've been saying, just use all the words that I've been telling you to use. Dating, usually people from 9 to 5 jobs, usually the weekends are better in terms of going on dates and stuff, obviously, unless you work on the weekends too. But if you only work during the weekend, just use the weekends. It's when most people are free anyway. So um and then what was I gonna say? Yeah, just try to find someone who, oh, I'm sorry.
Like outside of online dating,
Oh,
like do you have,
outside. um I mean, I would, what would I say? So it's kind of a stretch, but I'm sure that there are community colleges, right, where you live.
yeah, I got one.
Okay, so if I were you, the easier, best stress-free way to meet a woman, who's actually, worth your time is just to go back to school. And I know it sounds like it's a little bit much, but really, like the women that you meet in school, as opposed to the women that you meet in bars and clubs and all that shit, like they're usually better. Like just in general, they're usually nicer, more stable in life. Like they might be, open, they might be looking for also for a relationship or just a date or whatever, like, but usually, yeah, I mean, that's my experience. The women that you meet in school are usually better than the ones that you meet in the real world. So, if you genuinely want to meet someone in the real world outside of computer or whatever, just yeah, just go back to school, and maybe take a semester there or two, make some new friends, and then, trying to meet someone there. It's just a more easier, natural way. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
And what was I gonna say? Yeah. So what other questions do you have?
I think that's it for now.
Okay. Um. Well, I hope that you follow my instructions. And you can, if you want, you can let me know how that's going. You can try it out. Let me know if it works for you or not. But I think it should though. Um. You do. I mean, you really, when it comes, especially online dating, the goal is not just to get a date. The goal is to get a relationship. So in order to do that, you need to filter out the good from the bad. So just be very honest, be upfront, and don't let, I mean, just try not to go after someone too young. Usually, like I said, the older the better. They're a little bit more mature, they're a little bit less flaky. And so that's the goal. The goal is not to get flaked on for your date or whatever. The goal is to actually go out and, with a woman. So
Right.
it can be intimidating at first and it can be discouraging, but I promise you, if you use my method, then there's a higher chance you will meet someone, or maybe some people in general. Because when I used it, it was like night and day. Like I met numerous women that way, and it didn't always work out with all of them, but in general, like none of them really flaked on me. And if it didn't work out, it was usually for some other reason. But it can, yeah. So um
More question. Where do you think, like city-wise, is best for Asian men for dating?
city wise, I mean, I'm not too familiar with Canada. You're in Canada, right?
I am, yeah, but like, what about US? Because like, let's just say if I do maybe like go back for like a master's, I'll probably do in the US.
Uh-huh. The US, I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe try like mostly Asian places, I guess. Like maybe, if there's a city with like a higher Asian population or something like that, maybe try there because, typically, like, yeah, it's just if you kind of stay within your own comfort zone, then you have a higher chance of meeting somebody. I don't know if you'll have a higher chance of meeting a black woman, but you just in general you have a higher chance of meeting someone if you stay within your own comfort zone. Um, and like I said, school is, in general, it doesn't matter the race. Like I feel like school is just the best way to meet anyone. Period.
Mm,
Um, so really, really, I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't have the money to go back to school." You don't have to have money. You can just go to like a cheap community college. even the girls there are higher quality than the ones that you're gonna meet like at the club or like at a bar or anything like that, you know. So,
Mhm.
um, yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, just you can use all those methods, and I hope it works out for you. Um, typically, also I would say this, just do your best. You know, just do your best. Follow my advice. Don't try not to stray from it, because if you do, then don't say I didn't warn you. But just follow my advice to a T, and keep on trying, and I guarantee you'll meet someone, at least one person. So, but if you meet someone, at least one person, then that means it worked. So that's good. So that's very good. So, all right, man. Well, you don't have any more questions. I'm gonna end this interview, but it was good though. It's a different kind of interview, so I enjoyed it. Anything, if you have any questions, you can let me know. Yeah, I also have a book online, which I'll send you the link for. But it literally has all my secrets and all my lessons and everything like that. You can buy it online. It's on smashwords.com. I'll send you the link. I'll also
Awesome.
include it in the description of this video. Um, but yeah, man, good luck to you. I wish you the best, and keep trying, man. Like I said, my tagline is, don't date hard, don't date, don't over try, because you don't necessarily have to overcompensate for anything. You just have to date smart. Don't try harder, just try smarter. You know what I mean? And that's what I call using the smart approach. You know what I mean? Not a lot of guys will even consider doing these things, because some of it seems kind of like going against the norm, the norm, in terms of not acting like a gentleman. I mean, let me ask you this: would you rather act like a gentleman and lose your whole life, or would you try to date smart for once and try to win? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's a difference. I mean, you can only lose so many times before you start to realize this isn't working. And you need to try new things. So yeah, you know what I mean. Just put your foot down when it comes to it. Let people know what you're there for, and don't waste your time. That's basically it. So,
Cool.
well,
Thanks,
man,
Jamie.
yeah, no problem. And again, if y'all made it to the end of this video, thank you very much. I appreciate it. If you like this video, please comment, like, subscribe, like this video, tell your friends about it, and yeah. So until then, I will see you on the next video.